Hey guys, welcome back to the garden. My name is Elias Castillo and I am with EMC Outdoors. Today I want to give you guys an update of the garden. It is mid-July and I have a lot of stuff growing and I have had some successes and some failures. So I want to show you what it looks like now at my yard. I have something that I call a side yard. I have a lot of raised beds on the along the fence, and I also have the back orchard area that I call it, and it's this guy right here, and that's where you saw me clear all that space back there. So I want to show you both of those today and give you guys a little bit of a tour and show you how the garden is progressing. I want this to be a food forest, so it's going to take many years for the fruit trees to mature, but in the meantime I'm growing a lot of annual vegetables, so potatoes, tomatoes, onions, all that good stuff. But in the future I hope to have more fruit trees producing a lot more of the fruit and having a lot more berries, vines, and some other vegetables mixed in. So let's start with the side yard. So this is what I call the side yard. It's everything on the north face of my property, and it's planted all along the fence area. So I have a lot of peppers growing right over here, and in between them I've planted some stuff that will take over in the coming years. So I have a couple of pawpaw trees, asparagus bed right over here that I planted in the spring, and then back there I have a grape vine that is going to get trellis all along the fence line, and then for now I have vegetables growing. So I have a lot of peppers in here, a lot of oregano, and a lot of onions are growing in this space. So now we're in the side yard still, but a little past farther down, and in this bed I have what I like to call my berry patch, and I have some blackberries, raspberries, elderberries, and a few other pawpaws in here. So there's going to be a very tall line of trees, and in between those I'm going to have berries. And then to the side of that I have some raised beds where I can do some vegetables still. So this side of the yard is the north side, like I said. So the house kind of blocks the sun in the winter, but I can grow a lot of stuff here in spring and summer because the sun is higher in the sky. So I get a lot more sun here, which originally I didn't realize when I bought the house. So that's a bonus space that I get to use now. So now I want to show you the backyard, and this is the back orchard, as I like to call it. This is where I planted all those fruit trees in the middle of winter before a snowstorm, and believe it or not, all but one were able to survive. And the one that didn't survive I actually was unsure of if I wanted. It's a big walnut tree, and after all it died, and I decided that it's best if I don't have that big walnut tree because it's going to get too big in this space. So I have a couple of apple trees, pears, and a cherry tree in here, and I'm happy with those because they're going to be able to be maintained in a smaller shape, and I want to show you guys those now. So if you guys haven't watched the video of me planting some fruit trees before a snowstorm, here they are. They are doing pretty well, and the cicadas did not kill them as I thought they might. I have one peach tree here. One of the peach trees actually got nibbled on by maybe a rabbit or something on the bark itself, so I had to cut that one off. I cut it off at the base, but it is still surviving. So this guy right here, this used to be the main trunk, but the tree is right here and it is still thriving. I made sure that I cut it above the graft, so it looks kind of weird, but I believe the tree will still grow from there, and I'm pretty sure it will. And right next door I have the pear trees, one Asian, one regular pear, a gala apple, and then a cherry tree at the very end, and you can see them all back there. They are doing just fine. They're not growing a ton because the cicadas definitely laid some eggs on their branches, and some of the branches died off, but that's okay. Cicadas have been in the ecosystem for a ton of years, and the forest is still growing, so I am confident that my fruit trees will make it through. Now, something that I'm really proud of is my tomatoes this year, and you can see all of my tomatoes right here. Check all those tomatoes that I have growing right there. I have counted over 60 tomatoes and they are doing great. Now the only problem is that I got a little lazy and I didn't trellis these tomatoes soon enough, and some of the ones that were touching the ground started going brown on me. So they did not like that, and I have learned my lesson. I lost about 5 and I was very sad and upset for a few days, but I'm back. We have enough tomatoes and there's no need to be sad. And everything's going great. At the end over here, I have a trellis growing some green beans, and in front of the green beans I have some tomatillos, so that you can get 2 crops in one space. And I'm going to show you guys the other raised bed that I have. This is on the other side of those tomatoes that I just showed you, and over here I have another 6 tomato plants. On the other raised bed I have 26 or so, I believe, and on this bed I have 6. I started this from seed indoors back in February, and I cannot believe how big these guys have gotten. I didn't get to plant these until maybe a month ago, and I was thinking, hey, I'm gonna put them in because I'm running out of space. This space was not prepped yet, but I was able to finish out the space, and they are doing just wonders. They are looking really good, and you can see my bamboo trellis that I have built right here. I am trying to trellis a squash vine along those bamboo, so that I can grow a ton of winter squash. I'm growing something called a candy roaster, North Carolina candy roaster, or Georgia. I'll check the label and let you guys know, and a little caption. Anyways, the garden's looking great, and it's only middle of July. I still have about 2-3 months of warm weather that I can grow tomatoes and summer vegetables in, and I'm hoping to get a nice crop this year. I am having a little bit of issues with the soil conditions. So this soil has been abused for many years maybe, and there's not a lot of nutrients in it. So that's why I have a humongous compost pile that I have going on right here. I'm gonna stand next to it so you can see the size of this. So this is me standing, and this is my compost pile. It is about 6 feet across and about 5 foot high. And it's gonna take some time to decompose, but next year I'm gonna have a ton of compost to spread around the garden here and have a lot of fertility in my soil. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Until next time, keep on growing.